All right, welcome to our August newsletter. So I want to start off by talking about the National Association of Realtors settlement. This is all the stuff you've heard in the news about this lawsuit and about this settlement. It's been going on for months and we've talked about it a little bit. Well, this is actually set to be finalized nationwide on August 17th. Many MLSs across the country have chosen to implement these rules early to sort of get ahead of the game. And our local MLS decided to put these into effect as of last week on Wednesday, August 7th. So here's the major changes. These are the main points that you need to know as the consumer. First and foremost, commissions are fully negotiable. Now, they always have been, but the foundation of this lawsuit is to make sure that buyers and sellers understand that commission is fully negotiable. So you as a seller, when you sit down with your listing agent, you're going to decide on your compensation for your listing agent for their services to represent and sell your home. And then you're going to have another conversation about you as a seller and what you want to potentially offer a buyer's agent for their compensation. There's a bunch of things that I won't get into right now about the details of this. Maybe next month's video, I'll take a deeper dive. But that's the first thing. The next big change is you can no longer put that offer of compensation. So if the seller does decide to offer compensation to the buyer's agent, it can't be listed in the MLS. Previously, we could look at any listing and see the offer of compensation in there. That's now been removed. So from agent to agent, we have to have that conversation. And then the third biggest thing, the largest change, is now buyers must have a written agreement with a real estate agent prior to physically touring any homes. And in that agreement, it states that you're going to be working together, that there's a representation agreement, but it also talks about the compensation. So should the buyer actually write on or purchase a home that the seller's not offering compensation or a reduced compensation, it outlines that the buyer may be responsible for paying their own agent and what those fees would be. So those are the major changes. All right, let's jump into our normal stats and get that going right now. I'm gonna start off with the inventory. So take a look at our first graph from the Beacon report. So months of supply. I actually looked back all the way to 2014 in the Beacon report, and they just started recording that data right around this time. So the point is, this is, according to the Beacon report, this is the highest level of inventory that we have seen in like 10 years. At no point over the last 10 years has it been over 3 months. So now we have 4. And currently in the MLS, there's about 530 active listings. And I broke it down a little bit to kind of see where most of the inventory is. So between $600,000 and $700,000, there's 113 active listings in there. Between 800 and 900,000, there's 51. And then that 1 million to 1.5, there's 76 active listings. So that's kind of where the bulk of it is. Most of those tiers, those $100,000 increments, there's about 30 to 40 active listings in any one of those increments. Next, we'll look at median home price. Again, according to the Beacon appraisal report, we're sitting at $749. It sort of vacillated right there. According to the MLS data, the average sales price in Bend right now is a little over $900,000. So just to have that median and average comparison for you. Okay, the next one we're going to look at, these are the number of sales. I like to point to this graph each month. We had 143 in the month of July, very consistent to what we had last July when there was 141. So properties are moving, it's just at a slower rate, and there's more homes on the market. The average days on market, according to the MLS, is about 50 to 60, kind of depends on the price point. So the very last one that we'll look at is the average days, or excuse me, the median days on market, according to the Beacon report. So they've got it at 25. Like I said, that the average is quite a bit higher, but this sort of gives you an indication. Okay, so the last piece that we'll talk about are mortgage rates. They did adjust down a little bit. They're about 6.5%. And next month, the Fed is meeting, I believe it's September 17th, and there's a lot of speculation that they might lower the rates. So these rates could even get better, but these are the lowest rates that we've had since March of 2022. Very last piece, US inflation, we're sitting at 2.97% compared to last month, which was about 3.29%. So we're making headway there, all the more that maybe the Fed will actually reduce rates next month.